Sky Squad, we are back in the building, baby. It's Monday morning. Listen, we got to discuss last night's episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac, season 7, episode 6, a burning and a beefin'. A burning and a beefin'. Okay. For all of you guys in the chatterization, welcome. Good morning. Howdy do. Happy start of the week. Let us know where you're watching from in that good chatterization. And I just want to say thank you for chiming into the chatterization. You guys could be doing anything else, but you chose to be here, even at 6 p.m. in South Africa. So good evening to you. Okay. Listen, yes, happy birthday to our Scorpios out there. Yes, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, konnichiwa. Hello, how are you? I see you in the building. Let us know where you're watching from. Of course, we got our Virgin Islands in the building, Panama City, Warren, Michigan, New York City, Barbados, Georgia's in the building, Louisville, Atlanta, Upper Marlboro, Texas, Queens City in the place to be, Richmond, Virginia, Scorpios. Hey, let's give it to them. Johannesburg, all up and through Indianapolis, Nashville, San Antonio. I see y'all worldwide. Okay, as Candy would say, worldwide. Okay. So listen, y'all know Cape Town is one of my favorite places to be. If I had my way, I'd be going back there right now. I'd be living there if it was up to me. Okay. So let's get into it. All right, ain't nothing to it but to do it. I just want to start off this episode by saying my first thought is I don't know whether you like Wendy or not. But for me, what I'm going to tell you guys is yes, this is live. I actually felt very sorry for Wendy Acefo last night. I felt like whether or not you like Wendy or not, I don't feel like there has been anything so egregious that this woman has done to receive some of the treatment that I feel like she's getting from some of these ladies. It did not feel good to watch to me, okay? And the optics of it all is given like there's a little color thing going on here. Okay. I don't like it. It don't make me feel good to watch. And I feel like she's being treated unfairly. But that's just me. It did feel very Mean Girls. I don't know. I didn't like it. That's just me. Let me start off by saying that. All right. That's how I felt. All right. And though I watch episodes and in general, I am hoping to get a feeling from it, that is not the feeling that I want when I leave the episode. That's how I felt. I felt like that last night. And as I reassess my feelings, I feel like that today. Okay. And it's problematic for me because I don't feel as though, again, she's doing anything. And in light of what she's going through with her own mother, some of it just feels a little bit like too much for me. But again, that's me. All right. So I had to start off by saying that. And I'm just going to send some love her way because I just feel like, I don't know, maybe she could use it at this point. Now that I got that out of the way, let's rate the episode on a scale of 1 to 10. All right. Overall. So I got to tell you guys, I rate Potomac at this point on a higher scale than I rate a lot of other shows, right? You're gonna get something. Potomac is feeling to me kind of like Beverly Hills in this sense. Okay. I leave Beverly Hills feeling either angry, mad, or whatnot. Okay. And so Potomac, I end up feeling something from each episode. Confusion, chaos, anger, despair, crying, laughing, and we will cover all of those points in this episode. So for this reason, I am giving this episode a 9. And I give it a 9, and I want you guys to understand that this 9 that I give it is above a 9 for some other shows, okay? This 9 would be a 10 for any other show. But I'm giving it a 9 because I feel like next week is going to be the 10. Okay, the 10. Oh yes, despair. Yes, it was a good episode, Foxy. I agree with you. I do feel like this was a setup for what we will get next week. And so that's kind of what I'll give it. It was good. We got a lot, and I kind of have to almost take away a point because they gave us so much of the episode from last week's previews. Remember like the next day we got this extended preview of the Ashley and Candiace fight, not altercation, but the continued battle between Candiace and Ashley. Then we got the whole Gizelle and Candiace Ponderosa. We got all that last week. So there was a lot of stuff I felt like, okay, I already know going into this episode. Now, so that's why I don't give it the 10 that I felt like I could give it, okay? So let's get into the actual episode itself. And again, let us know, bonjour. So let's talk about a couple of things. All right. We start this episode off at the burn session. Ashley is revealing that she has heard that Chris Bassett has been in some other DMs, and she got this from Ashley got this from her friend, Miss Deborah. So let me say this. On Potomac, it is very easy to say, hey, I heard this on the streets. Okay, word is I heard this. Now, with regards to the DMs that Chris was allegedly in, with regards to Miss Deborah, okay, for you, Ashley, I would say this: if you are going to bring this to the table, what you should have done was provided a physical receipt, okay? And by receipt, I mean, I need to see the DMs. These are my notes right here. Show me the DMs, okay? Because if you're going to tell someone's wife that their husband has been sliding up and through, slipping and a sliding, okay, up and through somebody else's DM, I'm going to need you to show me these receipts and show me the messages. Show them to me, because you can say whatever you want to say, but the proof of the slipping and sliding is going to be in the pudding, and I'm going to need you to hand them over, okay? Because if you cannot hand it over and show it to me, because it could be innocuous. It could be innocuous. It could be the same message that he sent to Ashley. Hey. Or was it that she said that Miss Chris was staring at her? I can't even recall. They say so much. Is he staring? The man probably shouldn't even look at nobody at this point in time. Chris, don't show up at no more events. Chris, don't look in nobody else's direction on this show. Chris, don't send nobody a friendly DM. Chris, don't even step foot in the camera frame around anybody in this group. Period. Okay? Don't even speak. Don't speak. Okay? Don't say nothing. Okay? You're gonna have to be like at this point, Michael Darby, okay? You're gonna have to be like Michael Darby and just don't show up. I mean, that way. But I mean, listen, Michael Darby ain't even showing up, and they're still talking about him. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Okay. So anyway, Candiace then reveals, speaking of Michael, Candiace then reveals that Michael allegedly liked to go to another man's house and put his mouth on the clunker. Okay. And by clunker, y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay. And then in her confessional, Candiace says that Michael is a client of this man. Okay. I think the man is allegedly a high end, I cannot say the word on the YouTube, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Ashley does not really flinch at any of this because no one really flinches at anything regarding Michael Darby anymore. Okay. It has become a regular Real Housewife of Potomac trope at this point to have a Michael Darby rumor surface during the season. It doesn't even matter that the man is not even present this season. The spirit of the creep lives on. And by the spirit of the creep, I mean they are continuously labeling him a creep. I'm not saying he's a creep, but I'm just saying there's always something that alludes to him creeping. Okay. So I for one, to me, it doesn't phase any of us. It don't even phase Ashley. Ashley just marched right on to her beat and said, no, I take in what people say about Michael. You are in denial about Chris. Okay. Meanwhile, Ashley then says the pendulum swings in both directions. You don't like it now that somebody's talking about your man, do you? Which leads me to believe that, or it feels very much like, Ashley, are you just saying this to get back at Candiace for some reason when I thought y'all was on a better foot? You know what I'm saying? I thought y'all was on the good foot. Was it just me, or did I thoroughly enjoyed seeing Ashley and Candiace kiki and ha over some wine and some drinks? I mean, although they did throw Karen all the way underneath the bus, but I mean, they looked like they was having fun. You know what I'm saying? They did. It looked like they was having a good old time together at their little Ponderosa at Candiace's beautiful home. Okay. So I don't know what happens. The group kind of disperses, and Mia and Karen get back to the van, with Robin, who claims that her Uber is 30 minutes out. Your Uber's 30 minutes out? Girl, they about to leave. But you ordered that Uber for nothing. Maybe they was closer to Robin's house than they was to everybody else's house. I don't know. But, it is what it is. So Ashley's still inside. She talking to Wendy and reveals that, I wanted to reveal this in front of Giselle to validate what Giselle was saying. Ashley, that is very much given, I'm a toy soldier. I am going to support my master. That's what it gives. I can't even justify her response by making it seem like it sounded like anything else. It's like Nene said, you got to go report to your boss. Okay. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember back when Nene was they was in Africa and Nene told the girls, y'all got to go report to your boss. That's what it gave to me. All right. And it was really kind of odd. Like you needed to say that in front of Giselle to justify what Giselle said, but you ain't even in Giselle and Chris's business. You wasn't even there the night that this happened with Giselle and Chris. So why are you automatically jumping on the Giselle bandwagon? I understand that she's your friend, but Dan, you was just in Candiace and Chris's home. Like that's what make this thing so crazy to me. You was just in their home, breaking bread, eating cheese and sushis. Okay. I said, well, what in the world is this? So anyway, Karen reveals to Robin what Ashley said, because Robin was stomping to the 90s out to the car after the producers had sold her lying. She is stomping to the 90s. Okay. Anyway, so then Ashley reveals to Wendy that it was actually Miss Deborah who said that about Chris. I don't know if it was DMs. I don't know if he looked at a strange. I don't know I can't even remember what he was doing. Honestly, they just said so many things about the man. I mean, listen, justice for Chris at this point. Chris, if I was you, I would not show up no place else with these women. Okay, anyway. Because it has turned into something else. Let me just acknowledge that. It has gone from being, I felt uncomfortable, to, I felt like he was trying to see if I was with it. He's a sneaky link. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I didn't beat that horse to death. So I ain't going to talk about it no more. Okay? Meanwhile, Candiace heads out. She finally is about to sit down and talk to Gizelle. She wants to know exactly what made Gizelle uncomfortable, and Gizelle explains her side. And Candiace says, well, Chris said it was you who suggested that we go to your room. Gizelle says, I did not say that. And then Candiace says, he said that they need to leave the door open. And Gizelle does not recall that either. But she feels like that if he did say that, then he knew that their actions for which they were both involved were inappropriate. Okay. So then Candiace says, well, that just proves that you had malintent with your statement. Now, Candiace is crying at this point. Let me tell you something. In my opinion, I feel as though Candiace looked at Gizelle as sort of a big sister almighty figure on this show. Okay. And I've often said Gizelle comes across as big sister almighty for a lot of these girls. You know what I'm saying? You got Ashley. I mean, yeah, it is what it is, because ultimately it is Gizelle who is one of the faces of the show. That is who they put out front in the network that represents Potomac. A lot of times she is the face of the show, whether or not you want to accept it or not. Okay. Just look at the pattern, okay, of how certain shows are ran. Teresa is the face of New Jersey, okay? Kyle is the face of Beverly Hills, all right? Especially now that Lisa Vanderpump gone, okay? Gizelle is pretty much the face of Potomac, even though Karen is also a fan favorite, okay? That's not to say that Gizelle is not a fan favorite as well. People love Gizelle, and some people love to hate Gizelle. It is what it is. Okay. And yet Gizelle remains unbothered, which is a strength that she does have. We have to readily admit these things, right? But at the end of the day, I felt like Candiace looked at her as someone she felt like she could trust, even though she has seen for herself, as she stated in the last episode, that she has seen Gizelle do scheming and plotting and strategizing type things to other people. I felt as though Candiace thought she would never do it to her. Okay. It is very naive to think in that way, because in life, as a lot of us get older, we learn that when we see someone do something to someone else and we see them do it again and again, we should also know that we are not immune to them doing it to us. So now that she is doing something, okay, we're not going to discount her uncomfortability, but as Candiace states, you wanted to bring this up on a national platform versus calling me and saying this to me when I have been nothing but kind to you, okay? Which, again, these are the clues that tells me that Candiace did not think that Gizelle would do this to her, okay? And that, to me, is the ultimate betrayal for Candiace, because she is truly emotional. This isn't like her and Ashley battling back and forth, because I don't feel like she ever felt like she had a real friendship with Ashley. But Gizelle is someone that she trusted, which makes this even more egregious for Candiace. And rightly so, okay? So at this point, Candiace says that Gizelle is the reason why a lot of women don't come forward with intimate allegations because she's making statements with no basis. Now, this is where things get a little too deep for me, okay? Because now we have gone into a much deeper waters, okay? Especially in light of some things that we discussed last week, okay? Now, Gizelle then denies this, okay? Because the topic is serious. The topic is very serious. I want y'all to understand that, all right? Gizelle denies this in her confessional, says that she is an advocate for women to come forward in these types of things. I don't know if this show is the best platform to be making any types of statements about representation of what it means to be intimately violated. Okay? Let's start there and let's end it there. Okay? Now, in her confessional, Candiace calls Gizelle an evil see you next Tuesday. Okay? Meanwhile, back in Potomac, Ashley has finally come to her senses and somewhat, okay? And she's meeting with an attorney, Michelle Thomas. Is it just me? Or do y'all feel like something is awry with this story with Ashley and Michael? I like Ashley. Having met her in person, she is a calm, chill, soothing spirit. She is. I like her a lot, okay, in person. On the show, I don't know what's going on, okay, because I don't know. Some of this math is not mathing to me. And normally, I consider these things not my business. Because they involve people's personal finances and stuff like that, which truly on the for real, I ain't interested in. But because it's on the show, we got to discuss it, right? Now, and she keeps talking about it. So as she keeps talking about it, I feel like she digs herself deeper and deeper into a cesspool of muck and mire that I just don't comprehend. Okay. So anyway, Ashley admits that, she and Michael were a little looser in their intimate lives in the beginning of their relationship, in their marriage. And then she admits that she is bisexual, but she don't want to do any of those threesomes anymore, okay? There is a prenup, and she says that they are on their 8th year and they are legally separated in the state of Virginia. Apparently, Michael wanted to draw up some type of proposal so they could easily move through this divorce process. But she wants to wait and see the proposal and wait until they're closer to the end of the year to see if, as she's reading through the proposal, if there's anything that looks sketch. How would you know if it looks sketch? Okay. Because honestly and truthfully, it would be up to the lawyers to really determine that. I mean, unless you, my dear, have a lawyer, and Google, last time I checked, was not necessarily the equivalent of a law degree. Okay. As she admits that she has been Googling things. Girl, no, it's time. This is why you need to see Michelle. All right. So anyway, Michelle tries to advise her, girl, do not buy a house with this man under this LLC. He could try to stake a claim on that unless he signs something otherwise. And that's when we get the reveal that Ashley had been Googling. And as the attorney says, she didn't get her degree on Google. That's why you hire some experts. You think that Michael, businessman Michael, who is worth, I don't know how many millions of dollars, okay, is going to just, I don't know, happily just give you a document full of legalese and you expect to understand all of the jargon because you've been Googling? Girl, I'm going to need you to wake up, okay? I'm going to need you to wake up, all right? Wake it on up. Meanwhile, Mia and Jacqueline meet up at the spa, and they've been friends, since high school days. And, we learn from Mia that she has invited Charisse. Why, you ask? Oh, she just loves Charisse. You know what she loves? I really love, especially that Charisse eyelashes be sliding down her face half the time, and she don't care. And then these shady producers show Charisse sitting in her confessional. Okay. Now, granted, Charisse, she looks nice here. Hair laid. Okay, hair laid. But the way her eyes had been drooped down like this, because she just looked like she just looking, waiting in response for something. And so the shady producers put this up, flash this up on the screen. Let me tell y'all something. When I tell you I did not want to laugh at this, but I did. I cackled myself into a frenzy when I saw it. And I have to shout out Queens of Bravo for putting up to the side by side as she's saying this, because I did giggle just a little. Okay. Meanwhile, Charisse asked about her health. All right. Mia says she still has a lump on her lymph node and on her breast. Now, I know we just got through talking about this same scenario with Kimmy. All I know is this. On Watch What Happens Live last night, Mia says she is healthy. And so that's all I can say is I am glad that Mia is healthy. And we'll just leave it at that, okay? We also learned that Jacqueline's mom fostered her, and we learned that Mia's dad died in prison. I don't think we touched on that before, actually. Jacqueline says they're like sisters and they fight like sisters, and they toast as Mia invites them all to Miami. Everyone is excited about the trip. It's Karen's birthday. Candiace want to get down to Miami to work with Trina. It's a 6-bedroom house, and there's only 9 girls. Okay. Y'all already know this is a recipe for disaster, likely planned by. Now, I don't know this if this is true or not, so producers, don't be mad for me saying this, okay? But it felt like, to me, this was a producer manipulated stunt, okay? Either that or Mia did it, okay? To drum up some type of drama, because there is no way on God's green earth that there should be any type of girls trip, especially amongst a group of ladies who claim to be very fabulous, wherein you would have only 6 rooms for 9 girls, okay? No, because I'm not. If I go on a trip with somebody, if I'm going on a trip with some friends, I'm not at this age. I ain't sharing no room with nobody. Okay, so I'm gonna meet. You can meet me at the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Actually, none of those places. Okay, you can meet me at the Fontainebleau. You can meet me at the SLS. You can meet me at the East. You can meet me at the Epic. Okay, you can meet me at the Mondrian. Okay, you can meet me at any of these other hotels. Okay, but you won't meet me partnered up with somebody without a bathroom. Okay, and that's on period. Okay, period, as Brandy Bella says. Nah, all right. And I will also say this. I agree with you, Yolanda. This bedroom argument is getting old. I'm tired of it. I'm about as tired of this bedroom thing as I am a 1920s party on these shows. Meanwhile, Charisse does not have to worry. Oh no, because Charisse and her eyelashes, okay, they will be getting a room of their own. But what Mia failed to mention was you won't get a bathroom. Oh God. Anyway, for Mia, she don't care about these rooms because she don't care about these girls she don't like, especially Wendy and Candiace. Wendy, who she feels like is insecure and can fend for themselves. I said, well, all right now. So Wendy is at home journaling. Poor Wendy. Lord have mercy. Eddie walks in, she's doing the gratitude journaling. Your mom is out the hospital. And he wants to know what's up with the investment with Peter Thomas, Peter Pumpkin Eater. Okay. And says it's going to put a strain on her finances. And so, she recaps she said, we get a brief moment where she says, the thing with Peter Thomas is on pause. Okay. On pause. I don't know if y'all picked it up, but she said it. All right. Then she recaps the burn session. He asks if she took any accountability. She's looking forward to Miami, even though she's not really that cool with many of the girls right now. So meanwhile, Gizelle and Robin meet up for the messiest shopping trip ever. They're going shopping to get some hot girl gear, okay? Because Gizelle is ready to struggle twerk her way through Miami, okay? Ready to get it popping, okay? But they wonder what's up with Candiace and Chris Bassett in these tweets, okay? What is up with him in these tweets about this whole situation? The man is online defending himself because the news has broke about this thing with him and Gizelle. Now, I remember back when this news had broke, I remember us talking about this. It won't wait, let me make sure I state this. I didn't break this story or nothing like that. I'm just saying when the news broke. I, on this channel, do not focus on breaking stories. Let me just go ahead and state that, okay? I don't know who broke it. Props to whomever did. I know that, that's a thing for people, and I'm just letting y'all know it won't me, okay? I gotta say that, okay? So whoever broke it, shout out to you. But yes, so he says in the tweets, y'all not ready for what's about to go down. Call me what you want, but a liar I am not. And if that's the path you choose, I promise you will be sorry. Okay. And he had also said, somebody said, I believe Gizelle. And he said, and you would be wrong. Okay. Now these are screen captures from the show from last night. Okay. Now, and then Ashley walks in. All right. And we learned that Michael is in the Bahamas. Last week he was in Vegas. Now he's in the Bahamas. I don't know who's having the hot girl summer or the hot boy summer, but it sounds to me like Michael having the hot summer to me. The hot spring and the hot summer, because this man ain't been on this show and he been traveling from Vegas to Bahamas. Anyway, I guess that vasectomy don't hold nobody down for long, okay? Because it seemed like you could be you could be out of the chair on a flight to Vegas, then head yourself on down to the Bahamas and have yourself a good old time. I mean, shout out to the people that get vasectomies. It sounds like it's an in and out procedure, okay? Just do whatever you like. So anyway, and then she tells the girls, this is when she be telling people too much of her business, okay? She tells the girls, oh, they got into an argument about the LLC that he allegedly hasn't made yet. And he said, oh, he wouldn't have made it without her. Now, Robin and Gizelle they own it like white on rice. They confused because at the Spring Fling event, she said they were buying a house that they had made an offer on under the LLC. So is there an LLC or not? And we get a flashback of her saying as such. So then she says that she too was under the impression that there was already an LLC made and that the attorney advises that she doesn't do that. And so they have to sit and back and wonder about what her stories are. Like, girl, what? You are confusing all of us. Maybe even yourself. So they bring up she does tell them that, she got the attorney or whatever. They bring up the argument between Candiace and Ashley and the clunker accusations. Now, apparently, Robin reveals she had already heard these accusations from Candiace many moons ago, okay? She told her on the phone it was allegedly a high-end person that you pay for things or something like that, okay? And she said this on the phone in private, but now that it's out in the public, I guess Robin feels free to talk about it. Robin doesn't put it past Michael. Gizelle says that the man allegedly looks like Juan Dixon, so it could be true, okay? Okay, so anyway, take from that what you will. Gizelle is now upset that Chris is calling her a liar on Twitter, and she and Robin both suggest that Candiace is feeding Chris and pushing him to say these things on Twitter, like the man ain't got every right to defend himself. Because based on what I saw, it ain't look like he said nothing defamatory about Gizelle. It looked like the man is defending himself against whatever it is that these women are saying about him. And there you go. But Gizelle is angry, upset, mad, butt chapped, and disgusted. She don't ever want to see Chris again. And if she saw him right now, she would say F Chris. Now, this done went crazy now. At this point, she done went from saying the man made her feel uncomfortable to F him, okay, and the horse he rode in on. This situation is, to me, it's not one you can recover from, because the insinuation and the suggestion alone is enough, if I were Chris, to make me again never come around any of these cast members ever again. Ever again. Period. All right. All right, so everybody gets to the airport, and Karen would love for this trip to be about her birthday, but it ain't. And then she runs into Charisse. They love each other, don't you know? I thought this was hilarious. When I first saw this scene, all I saw was Karen giving the fake smile. But then as you look in the background and you see Charisse giving the fake smile too, and you realize y'all on the same page. I tell you, baby, let me tell you, there was I did tickle a little bit last night. I did get a little tickled last night. Okay. All right. I should not laugh at this. Goodbye, Nia. They see each other. Okay. Anyway. Woo. Oh God. All right. So anyway, in car A, Mia, Gizelle, and Karen and Jacqueline are in one car. In car B, Robin, Charisse, Wendy, and Ashley are in another car. And they all kind of wonder how they got this car assignment. Mia reveals that they're in a $12 million 6-bedroom house. Meanwhile, in car B, they're wondering how many bedrooms they're going to be. And Robin hopes for 5-star treatment like Mia promised, because otherwise it's a hotel for her. Robin, you are in for a treat. So anyway, in car A, Gizelle asks Jacqueline about her ex-husband, and Jacqueline says, well, they never married, from what I recall in the conversation. So Jacqueline then asks Gizelle, well, what are you looking for? Gizelle is looking for a young boy. Why she say that? Why she say that? She looking for a young boy. She's got 3 on the roster. Why is it that we never see it? You know what? We never see these men's on the roster. Okay? We never see the men's. Why is it? Where are they at? Okay? I told y'all before, Gizelle come on the show, she punch in with her time card, chink, and then she says, you know what can I destroy today? I know. I'm cash my check, Bravo. I'm working over here. Yeah, Chris made me feel uncomfortable. Yeah, he's a sneaky link. I think he would be with it if I was with it. Yeah, he was complaining about his wife. Okay, Bravo, did the check clear? All right, I'm going to visit my men's back at home, okay, where the cameras are not allowed. I think Gizelle, that's what she does, in my opinion. Gizelle clocks into work. She comes in. creates a tornado, and then goes about and lives her life. Okay, that's what I think. All right. So these men that are on the roster will never feel the effects of the things that the men on the show are currently feeling the effects of, because Gizelle smartly keeps these men, okay, to themselves. Period. Meanwhile, they all get excited as they're pulling up into, well, there's no excitement as they pull up to the residential area. If you know Miami, and you will recognize some of the areas where they were driving through, okay, because I did. And Wendy is like, there's residential areas on one side. Oh, this is not Star Island. This ain't South Beach. No, ain't no houses like that around South Beach, boo. Okay, not to my knowledge. And I lived there. Okay, there's a lot of hotels around the South Beach area. Now, if you want to go up northern, okay, now you might see some houses on the beach, unless again you trying to go to the Star Islands. Some of the little mini island type things. Okay, but up in that Biscayne area, that's where you're gonna find the houses that Mia in those neighborhoods they ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't South Beach. Okay. If you're looking for South Beach, you're gonna probably want to go stay down in one of them hotels down there. Okay. And low key, that's what you might want to do anyway, because y'all gonna have to share a bathroom together. So you're gonna be smelling Robin's poop all night. Well, in the mornings, because that's what she told us Robin poops. Okay. But shout out to everybody that poops in the morning, because you're regular, you get your body going and things like that. Ain't nothing wrong with it, Robin. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why Gizelle told us your business like that. Just like she told us that Walmart on that house. I digress. Mia hands out the room assignments, and they're based on stripper terminology. She and Jacqueline get the Queen of Diamonds room. Robin assumes correctly that she and Gizelle will be sharing a room, and Charisse is happy because she sleeps the naked, but she snores. Okay, so she needs to sleep by herself, but she ain't got no bathroom, so she's not feeling it, and she's gonna get herself a hotel room and got the travel agents on the line already. Wendy at least has a bathroom, all right. And she asked, well, girl, where is Candiace's room? Where's Candiace gonna sleep? Mia is, oh, stop asking me all these questions. All these questions. You're asking me questions about things that, I've just got too much on my mind. And so she just dismisses Wendy. Okay. Ashley at least has a bathroom and a bedroom. She got a bedroom and a bathroom. All right. So for some reason, this is something I didn't like. Ashley then grabs Candiace, who does not have a room already, grabs Candiace's card, and she puts Candiace in the show wives room with Wendy as Gizelle and Robin cackle about it. Robin in her confessional jokes that Wendy should have to share a room with one bed, and note, Robin and Gizelle are sharing a room but they each have their own beds. Wendy and Candiace, as a result of Ashley's shenanigans, will also have to share a room. It was bad enough that Mia didn't even have a room for her. I mean, she sleep under the roof somewhere, okay? And now Ashley then put her in the same bed as Wendy, and they got to share a bed. They got to share a bathroom. I just wouldn't stay at the house, period. I wouldn't stay. If I was Candiace when I got up off that plane, because I believe Candiace was at the Grammys or something like that, perhaps. If I was Candiace when I got up off that plane, I would have called Wendy, girl, where I'm sleeping at. Oh, they think they're going to put me in the room with you? I got another thing for them. Actually, you know what? I got you, boo. I'm going to rent my own house. Period. Okay? Period. I'm going to rent my own dwelling. Okay? I'm going to get this Airbnb and I'm going to get it. And it's going to be on Star Island. I'm going to get something fabulous. I would have spent my own. Yes, I would have spent my own money because, they ain't going to pay for it. Okay? Production won't pay for that. But I would have definitely snuck it to them. I'll meet y'all wherever I got to meet y'all. But you will not see me struggle sleeping in the same bed with one of my castmates and then using the same bathroom and all that kind of stuff like that. We grown at this point. Why I gotta share a bathroom with somebody else? That's crazy to me. Meanwhile, but Robin, she is heated about sharing a room with Gizelle. And she is like, well, why does Karen get her own room? Is it because she's the oldest? Okay. Here we go with that age thing. And Karen rightly says, well, because y'all stuck to each other's side, girl. That's why. Mia says, I thought y'all shared rooms all the time. We get a flashback of Nicki Minaj asking if they ever shared hotel rooms, and we get them back at the reunion talking about how they shared a room for Andy's baby shower. Why would y'all share a room then? That y'all ain't even got to share a room at that point. I mean, this ain't even a cash trip. You going to Andy's baby shower to stay in Los Angeles. Y'all couldn't stay at the same hotel and without getting 2 separate rooms. Why y'all got to stay together at that point? That doesn't make no sense to me. Why would you want to stay together? I don't want to stay with nobody else. Okay? I really don't. I feel like you get to a certain age, you be like, I ain't staying with you. We did that when we was in our 20s. Okay? We did that when we had only a little bit of cash. You know what I'm saying? We did that when we didn't know no better. We ain't doing that now. Meanwhile, Gizelle and Ashley toast to single and hoes and things or whatever of that nature. Mia calls Gordon. Sharice is calling her travel agent. And then Mia, for some reason, FaceTimes Peter Thomas and asks if he's in Miami because she want to bring the girls down to Bar 1. Okay. Cheers to the girls' weekend. We sleeping in your friend's house. Okay. And so when she tells him who's all coming, I got Gizelle on the roster. I got all the baddies in the building. I got Gizelle. I got Ashley. I got Karen. I got Wendy. Okay. And so Peter's like, well, you tell Wendy, I got a bone to pick with her or whatever like that. Okay. So he got beef with her when he see her. Okay. And so then we get a later, okay, preview clip later that night. And we see Mia tossing a drink on Dr. Wendy. And then we see this. Of what looks to be Mia about to hit Wendy with her pocketbook. Oh, yes, with her pocketbook. Shout out to OMFG Reality TV for the slow-mo. Now, if you're going to do a to be continued, okay, hey, Naughty Girl, I was okay with this type because you combine the to be continued with a preview, okay, for next week. That's all I asked for. Give me a little something. Don't just to be continue me to death every week, okay? Because we got a to be continued last week, and then y'all showed us half the next episode the next day. All right? So I'm trying to see if that she connected with the pocketbook. I can't tell. I cannot. I can't see it. Did it? I think it just hit the chair. Oh, Lord. This is too much. Now, I do wonder, okay, are we going to have everybody sit down, Ponderosa, and are we going to drag it out all season, okay, about all the dangers of the representation of what that looked like for the cast and how we don't do these type of things in Potomac. You know what I'm saying? We don't do these things to each other in Potomac. We don't get up in each other's face in Potomac. We don't jump up and say these types of things. We don't have to be held back in Potomac. We don't have to, be held back by friends when we jump up. We don't put each other's fingers in each other's face in Potomac. Is it that what we gonna do after this episode next week for the rest of the season? Is that what we gonna see up in this jamboree? That's all I want to know.